Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of On the Red Couch by Soulwalk Empire. And today we're here with Nathan, and we're here with Florence. Now, we're doing a whiskey tutorial here with Nathan today, because he is a whiskey connoisseur. Now, I can call you a connoisseur, can I?
I think so. I hope so.
Mate, I think so as well. Alrighty, so I've got a whiskey glass full of grain at the moment for Florence. She was a bit hungry, but she's not eating too much at the moment. She must have stage fright. But that's all good, man. So anyway, so Nathan is a cigar, like I said, and whiskey connoisseur, and Nathan has his own whiskey club and everything, and he got the whiskey cart all set up. So Nathan, man, fire away.
Right. Well, the club that I'm from is the Queensland Malt Whisky Society, and our tasting group is the Grand Central Sept. Now, whiskey itself is a very broad term. It refers to any mashed grain that's been distilled and aged. So that includes your bourbon, your whiskey, Scotch, and your rye whiskey. We have an appreciation and we like to focus on malt whiskey, single malt whiskey.
Yep.
So that means that it's made with the one type of malt.
Yep.
And it's made by the one distillery.
Excellent.
And
yeah, cool.
And then it's aged for at least 3 years, but most of your finer ones, the ones that we like to drink, they're aged for at least 5 years. They can get to as old as 20 years. And the oldest aged whiskey on the market at the moment is a 70-year-old bottle of Glenlivet. And that retails for $15,000 a bottle.
Man, is there anyone that would seriously buy that though?
There are.
Yeah, right. Not me, that's for sure.
It's a small market, but it's there.
Yeah. The top 1%.
Okay, so what I wanted to do was just take you through the basics of the main Scotch regions.
All right.
So we'll feel we have to mention this one. Campbelltown used to be considered the whiskey capital of the world. Unfortunately, these days, there's only about 3 distilleries there. They've very much ramped down. Now, the next one is the Highlands, and this represents the largest geographical region of Scotland. And because it's so large, you've got so many different varieties of whiskey, you can't really pinpoint one particular whiskey from that region. So one of the most notable brands from that region is Glenmorangie.
All right.
And so the reason why I wanted to bring this one out is they do make nice whiskey to begin with. And this one's been aged for 10 years in ex-bourbon barrels, which is pretty normal practice. And then at the end of it, they've popped it into port barrels for 2 years to give it that little sweet element from the port. Now, if you take a sniff and a sip of this one, you can actually get some of that sweetness that comes from the fortified wine.
Well, like I said, I mean, I'm not big on whiskey. I don't know much about it. I don't drink it a lot. But when I do, I'm having a cigar with it there normally. But this is this is great. Like, I find the taste of whiskey a little bit strong sometimes, but that's because I'm obviously not used to it.
And that's okay. You'll hear a lot of purists. A lot of purists will tell you that you can only drink whiskey neat. And it is the way that I prefer to drink it. But you can still mix it with water or soda water, or even with ice.
Yep.
You know, Scotch on the rocks.
I would probably have it more with ice, personally.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yep.
The people who don't like to do that, it's often because they don't like watering it down. And if people will often scoff at the idea of a little bit of water making a difference, if you take this whiskey and put a single drop of water on your finger and drop it in there, you'll notice the flavor profile changes completely.
That's amazing.
So it's, yeah, any whiskey that you have, it's going to taste different in every single different way you have it. Now,
yeah, I can definitely put it up.
Moving on from that, probably one of the other main regions that people know of is Islay. Islay is what produces the peated whiskies, the smoky ones that Scottish whiskey often has a reputation for. And that's because when they cook the whiskey, cook the malted barley, they do it with peat bog fires. So they've dug up this compacted grass that's been in the ground for sometimes hundreds of years, and they burn that, and that smell from that burning peat infuses itself in the whiskey. And so this is from Bowmore.
This one sounds nice.
Yeah. Bowmore Distillery.
You've just sold it to me.
If you smell it, it almost smells like a campfire.
I'll taste it.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. See that smoke? See that I like.
Yeah.
See, I like the smokiness of it. Yeah, the other one was a bit sweet, whereas this one, yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, I dig it, man.
Yeah. So there's 8 main distilleries on Islay.
Yeah, you can taste it.
And that's things like your Lagavulin, your Lafroig, Ardbeg. They have like a long-standing reputation for being those peated whiskies. If you like that one so much, you can finish that one.
I mean, I'll finish it, but I'll definitely have another shot.
Now, there are other regions, and so your lowlands and your Speyside regions.
There you go.
That's okay.
Yep. Yeah,
Lowland and Speyside, they produce a lot more of your lighter, sweeter, maybe even fruity flavored whiskies.
Yep.
So if I was approached by somebody who hadn't tried whiskey before and they wanted to introduce themselves to it, I would normally suggest the Lowlands or the Speyside, just because it's a lot easier. So that's things like your Glenlivet, your Glenfiddich, just those much easier drinking whiskies that a lot of people like.
Mm-hmm.
But then every now and again, there's the exception to the rule where somebody who doesn't normally like whiskey prefers something peated.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then finally, you've got the islands other than Islay. And this is where we come to my favourite. So Talisker
All right, let's have a look.
is on Isle of Skye. This is my desert island whiskey. If you were to drop me on a deserted island and I was told I could only drink one whiskey for the rest of my life, I would choose Talisker. Because it's got this robust smell. It's almost like caramel. And when you taste it,
I like how you say that, the whole deserted island thing. I think that's really cool.
if you had to choose, like, you might not like that one, but there's a strong salty flavour into that whiskey.
I do like it, but still, the smoky one, I dig.
Yeah. And so the
Wow.
saltiness from this, the romantics will tell you, the romantics will tell you that the saltiness from this comes from the spray of the sea, where the distillery is situated right on the coast of the island.
Do you want me to think that's true?
Look, it's possible. It could just be the way their whiskey is made.
I guess these urban legends have to come from somewhere. There's urban myths or whatever. You know, they come from somewhere.
I don't even mind how. I just like it.
Look, I like it. That was a little bit strong, but the smoky one was called the what? Sorry, one?
That was Bowmore.
Yeah, the Bowmore. The Bowmore is the one that I really liked.
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing about whiskey. Everyone's got different tastes. And so we have our whiskey tastings once a month at the Vintage Bar in the Hilton. It's the first Wednesday of each month. And we have people that come along who have been drinking whiskey for 20, 30 years. And we also have people that have only just started drinking whiskey and they want to learn a little bit more. And the beautiful thing is, no one's wrong. You drink a whiskey and you don't like it, you're not wrong. You actually just don't like it. If you drink a whiskey and you like it, that's wonderful.
Well, then you like it.
And so we usually try about 4 or 5 whiskies a night. Really nice, top quality whiskies. And basically we just go around the room and everyone gets to share what they like about it and what they don't. And the beauty is that you often end up finding something else out about the whiskey you didn't realise. Somebody else will notice a different flavour that you didn't quite catch. And then when you go back and taste it again, you'll pick that up a second time because somebody else has brought your attention to it. And you just get to learn a lot more about whiskey.
Yeah, cool. Now, I got to ask you, is that sacrilege to mix Coke with the good whiskey? I'm pretty sure I already know the answer, but I just got to ask you.
If you're going to get really, really objective about this, all of your whiskey purists will tell you that yes, you don't mix Coke with a good whiskey. Everything's down to taste, but you've got to think about the fact that if you mix Coke with a $100 bottle of whiskey that has been aged for 12 or 15 years, you're not going to notice those complexities of taste that come from those extra years of aging compared to a 2-year-old bottle of Johnny Walker
It's
Red.
just like ruins like the whole craftsmanship behind it too, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, and you've wasted the money and the time that the distiller spent on making that whiskey because it won't be a noticeable difference compared to a cheaper whiskey.
Yeah. Alrighty, well guys, that's it. That's a wrap, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
So guys, you heard Nathan. He is the whiskey connoisseur. He has his whiskey club. He's also got a blog. So what's the link to your blog quickly?
So if you head to maltwhiskybrisbane.com, we have all of our tasting notes from former tastings. You'll be able to find what everyone thought of previous whiskies we've tried. And if you go to the events section, it'll also tell you when our next whiskey tasting is, where, and what we're having.
So guys, you'll see the links at the end of this program. Stay tuned for that, and we'll see you on the next one. Sidewalk Empire. Now I need to taste that one again.
Yeah.
Go right back to it. Oh my god. That is awesome. Yeah, it's just the smokiness. Cheers, man. That was amazing.